Welcome back to another action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at the stinkiest warrior in all of Eternia. This is none other than Stinkor. Stinkor is part of Mattel's Masterverse Wave 3 line. He is from the Masters Universe Revelation Netflix cartoon series. This is the packaging that it comes in. Very large window box showing the figure in display with the Netflix logo and the Revelations logo at the bottom. Nameplate with his name. And this figure comes with 30 points of articulation. Here's the back of the packaging. Has a very beautiful artwork that these figures are known for now. Looking great. We have a bio there on the top left, which I'll show you here in a second. At the bottom, we do have all four figures from Wave 3. Fisto, Andra, Scareglow, and Stinkor. So here's the bio if you want to pause and read on your own time. I'll hold this for about 3 seconds. And then you can, you have opportunity to pause it. Okay, let's move on. Side of packaging shows some more of that very nice artwork. Looking great. On the alternate side, we have the Stinkor faded out with black nameplate. And he is the evil master of odors. So there's the bottom. Nothing much to see besides legal information, company information, different languages, whatnot. And then the most important thing we have here is UPC. This will give you an opportunity to copy it down, and if you're trying to track these down at like your Target or Walmart stores. Top of the packaging basically has Masterverse, but I think it's really cool feature is a little Easter egg. If you open it up, you do get by the power of Grayskull on the inner lip. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at Stinkor outside the packaging. If you're interested, here's what the insert looks like. It's just basically a stone wall with a couple shades of gray and a little bit of white. Okay, here's Stinkor outside the packaging. You can definitely see a lot of similarities from the vintage classic look with a modern touch. But for me, my first impressions are, okay, kind of not sure where they're going with the overall background, because he's supposed to be a stinky character, basically. So if you remember from the vintage line, the vintage figures, you bought your Stinkor, you took him out of a package, he stank a little bit. And so this figure does not have that feature. His plastic doesn't have an odor to it. So it throws up a little bit of confusion for the classic fans, I guess, versus more of a modern fan, because they do label him as the master of odors. So, okay, first off, we have, he doesn't stink. He's a skunk. You think that's his natural odor, but he has these tanks on his back that now produces that odor. So it's a different take, I'm guessing, on the figure instead of the overall skunk mytho. Or unless, he has a different aesthetic about him. Like, he does come out in a head with a mask on it. And maybe he has his natural odor, but he's a master of odors, so he's produced chemical odors that were he himself can stand without getting, harmed or even death. So definitely leaves a little bit of a misconception of where his odor's coming from, at least. But the figure overall looks fantastic. It's a great looking figure. It definitely sells the idea that this is a modern version of a classic Stinkor figure. Looking great. I love that head sculpt was great. He has the white across the top of his head there. He has white around his eyes, and inside of the white he has blue, and then his eyes are yellow with almost like a snake-like pupil there. It's black. And then he has his teeth. Then he has pointy ears. This chest armor kind of gives you a classic feel from the original. These used to be really hard plastic. This is not that type of grade of plastic. This is more softer but firm. He has nice red, maroon, I should say, trim around the bottom here. A little red dot there. So this red and this maroon is a different shade. A lot of white on the arms. Red. Well, you can either go with these being gloves or those being, a gauntlet and a glove. I guess it depends how you look at it. On the back of the figure, we have his blue tanks. Now, the blue tanks are all one sculpt of the back piece of this vest. Where's this whole vest one piece? Yeah, well, I guess it is one piece. So you can separate the vest here at the bottom, you know, and pull it out and up over his head. So that is one piece. These are painted. They are not removable, so we do not get any additional accessories. So kind of a lost opportunity there for Mattel, but I guess the overall manufacturing process would cost more if they give you two different tanks, because it would require another mold. Blue with the gray on the top. Nonetheless, they look really good. There's a lot of sculpt work here in the back too. You can't really see it or not. You see some here, a little bit there. Very nice. Arm is pretty much the same as the other arm. We do have a red belt, a maroonish black with some black in it to bring out the highlights of the loincloth. Black legs, the furry legs. It's the same thing with the arms. You can go with a boot or a gauntlet and a red foot, depending on you know, what you like. I think maybe they could have painted the claws if that was supposed to be his overall foot, but why would his foot be red? I'm going with probably more of a boot or more like a cloth sock, because I don't think his boots, that's more of his feet, I'm assuming. So a little lack of paint there, but no, not too, it doesn't kill it. It looks cool. So this is the overall 360 look at the figure. Looks really nice. What's interesting about a lot of the figures are the same buck, like the bodies, but if you can see here, the texture, yes, it has a fur texture. They just didn't take the skin buck like for Fisto here. They could have easily just took this buck, you know, put the white and the black paint on it, and there you go. So this is actually a new part. So it's actually a furry texture. So I don't think that's been used yet, but I know this buck here with Fisto has been used with almost all of the figures. Even the Scareglow is just like, here's a good example. Scareglow is just painted, you know, like Fisto here. And so this is basically the same part. It just painted black with the yellowish bones on it. And then they could have done that to Stinkor, but they didn't. So, you know, I give them their props for that. That's really cool. So, you know, nice that they did that. And the legs also are the furry type. You can see the texture there. Not so much as in the arms because of the white paint, but it's there. Here's another look at the figure. Looks cool. The back. This is tanks. From the feet. The claws. Yeah, pretty cool. Very nice figure. So we can still take a look at the articulation of the figure. I'm already going to guess that the head's going to be a little bit hindered because of you know, his chest armor there. So we do get it's on a ball joint. It does rotate 360. Not too much up because of the back of the hair here. But you get a lot down if you remove this. But then you really don't have a Stinkor looking figure if you do that. You get a little side to side. Not bad. The arms do raise up. That much. They rotate 360 all the way around. We have a rotation here at the top of the bicep, 360 all the way around. We have his double jointed elbows on both arms. They're looking great. You get more than 90 degrees. The wrist, there's no articulation here. That's all solid piece. 360 rotation here. And then you get the in and out like this on both hands. You can see the joint there. 360 rotation at the waist. Looks cool. And then for the splits, about that much. I'm going to go because you can see that the loincloth does lay on his leg there. And I'm not going to force my figures. I recommend all the time to know your tolerance and your levels of articulation so you don't break your joints. Figures are hard to find today anymore, especially at retail price if you're lucky to find them in stores without paying, you know, secondary prices. So be very careful. Does have thigh cuts here, hidden very well on both legs, 360 rotation. He has double jointed knees, looking good. He has a boot rotation here at the top. Now the ankles, there's a joint there. They're very stiff. Yeah, I'm not going to go too hard on these. So yeah, there's a joint there and it goes up and down. Obviously, it's a 360 rotation. There's the joint. But I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe I may have to heat my my figure because I don't want to break it. But it does have the standard de-articulation that you would expect from these figures from our previous reviews. It's pretty much the same joint system. So very cool. Eye stand's pretty good. I wish he would maybe have some really cool, interesting stands. I think an environmental stands would have been cool, like rock, steel, concrete, grass, whatever. That'd have been a really cool opportunity, but they may jack up the cost of the figures, so, but that'd have been a cool idea. Stinkor does come with 4 accessories, I guess. Comes with a shield, an alternate head, and a set of hands. Here's his alternate head. This is what makes me come to start questioning his nature of his odor. Is it manufactured odor? But he's a skunk, and obviously we know that skunks stink. But, he has his respirator on his face, showing that, he needs protection himself from... I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's not from his own odor. But maybe his advanced odors he's created as a weapon. Chemical weapons, I guess. Looks pretty good. This one has squinted eyes and a blue mask. So let's go and take a look at him with his alternate head on. So here is the joint. This is almost like a switch. That's why I was showing you this. Because it's pretty much standard position and you can look down. But it's like a latching switch. It's interesting. Definitely different. Okay, here's Stinkor with his alternate head on. That respirator. Looks pretty cool. Stinkor comes with 2 alternate hands. We have an open hand here, and then we have another gripping hand. So this one will replace the fist hand, and this one will replace the gripping hand. So you have the option of putting 2 gripping hands on, or maybe a fist and an open hand. This is probably more or less for the shield. I'm guessing. Yeah. So he can grab that shield. Pretty cool. Then his arm fits right in there. Let's take a look at the shield. We have the large open piece with the grab, the inside harness, the outside just blue, some studs here, some cylinders in the middle. Little lack of paint in my opinion, but nice touch, I guess. It matches his overall tanks and stuff. So I swapped out his one hand here with this open hand, and let's see how well we can do this. Relatively easily. You can see how well it goes over the arm, like so. Looks pretty cool. Now, that's it. I think if I had to pick something to give a negative on, is the lack of one more accessory. Like if you see on the packaging here, he has like a little stink bomb or grenade or something. He needs something to battle with. He has a defensive weapon. And then his odor, I'm assuming, if it's what you wanted to go with. But to go to battle against like He-Man or Fisto or even Tila, like he's more on defense and just pretty much using offense with some kind of odor. He needs a weapon, a sword, grenades, stink bombs, a gun, something to really fill the figure. I think it's missing that, in my opinion. But other than that, I'm not really You sold on the idea you could have had separate tanks, maybe, for more of a playability type thing. But it's not a deal breaker. I mean, it's fine. But the one thing is that one extra accessory we're missing for Stinkor. But I highly recommend this figure. He's about $22 to $23.99 at retail price. So if you're lucky, sometimes Walmart does drop them down about $19.99, $19.87, some weird cents, like 87, 86, 99. They always fluctuate in their prices. They call it rollback, but more in line, you're looking at 22, 23 without getting into your secondary market prices. Highly recommend him. He's really cool. He looks fantastic on the shelf. If you wanted some comparisons with the other ones we've done review for, him with Scareglow, and his was Fisto. They look fantastic together. And strictly in my opinion, I think they look fantastic. I mean, it just on your shelf. If you have them on your shelf like that, they really have a nice presence to them. I really think that Masterverse, Mattel, actually, their Masterverse line here is, starting making a lot of people collect these new scale figures. These guys are about 7 inches or so. So I think they're a little more than 1/12 scale, but they look fantastic. And I think they're going to definitely, once they start adding some of those other lines in that they showed us at the convention, they're really going to take off. But I can't wait to see what they come up with, especially Wave 4. And I think we're going to get a classic Tila and a Revelations Merman, a Viking He-Man, and another version of Skeletor, I believe. But we'll have to wait and see on when they release photos. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can check out all the great reviews that we do. And don't forget to thumbs up for me. That really helps. Don't forget to comment down below if you have any questions, comments. If you have this figure, what you guys think about the the kind of variants of the origins of the his odor, basically. And we'll see you in our next review. Thanks for watching.